of the biggest storms we have seen in a while is coming, and it's going to impact parts of the central and eastern United States, from severe weather to a potential blizzard. This storm is going to have it all. In this video, I will be breaking down the system overview, severe weather potential, other impacts, as well as a regional timeline so you stay safe during this storm. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just take a look at the mid-level pattern so we understand where the storm is even coming from in the first place. We've got ridging over the central and eastern United States beforehand, but a storm coming out of the Pacific Northwest and the relentless train of moisture that's been there, bringing flooding and that type of weather there, is going to make its way on down into the plains. We're going to see a trough develop on this as we make our way into our Saturday and into our Sunday, and you can see how this is going to continue to progress eastward as we start next week, especially those Sunday night and into our Monday over parts of the eastern United States. And that's pretty much just it with the overview. Now, in terms of our overall timeline that we're going to see with this system, you can see it developing here into parts of the Pacific Northwest, or a piece of it anyway, as early as our Wednesday morning here. This is just December 6th, just about 24 hours out from when I'm filming this video. Now, as this system makes its way on off towards the east, we're going to see this progress just north of the Dakotas, and you can see it's going to have a little bit of energy attached to it. You can see there's going to be pretty much a trough exiting the high plains here, and it's going to be making its way into the central and eastern United States eventually, along and attached to that low pressure system over North Dakota. Now notice how that moves east. Maybe some light snowfall accumulation over parts of, say, North Dakota as well as parts of Minnesota, but overall this system is looking, pretty much on the mild side. But what it does have attached to it is that trough that you see digging all the way back down towards the Four Corners in Texas, and look at what develops out of that: a surface low over parts of the south central United States, pretty much just when low pressure really gets going there in the lower levels of the atmosphere. We see that down there into parts of southeast Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, maybe sparking some severe weather on our Saturday afternoon. And again, you can still see that attachment to that storm and a little bit of almost the cold front from that other storm attached to the warm front of this storm there into parts of the Ohio Valley. This system continues to turn more dynamic as we make our way into our Sunday, with colder air, winter weather wrapping back around on the backside of this. And then, of course, the southerly flow and the potential for severe weather as it makes its way on off towards the east on some of the southern and eastern ends. We look at some of the blizzard conditions possible. We could see that with gusty winds also possible. By the way, leave me a comment below. I will reply if you have any questions. And we'll continue to see this low pressure system make its way on to the north and east as we make our way into our Monday with that Euro model solution. Now looking at the GFS scenario here, you can see low pressure exiting the Four Corners, again, once again attached kind of to that same trough that low pressure up into parts of Canada will be, connected to. But we notice here, as this system begins to, get going, it'll happen a little bit quicker. By Saturday in the morning, we're already seeing snowfall over parts of the Midwest. We're seeing some rainfall over that region with the little warm front part of this system. We see a severe weather line potentially on the southern end of this. And look at how quickly this progresses eastward. By Saturday evening, we're already seeing this well east of parts of southeast Texas, whereas it was still there with the Euro. By the time we make our way into our Sunday early morning, we see this line of convection continue to make its way into the Appalachians, with wraparound moisture back on towards places like Lake Michigan, moving on over into parts of Indiana as well. So pretty much what the GFS is doing, it's showing a similar scenario in terms of the storm, but the track is a little bit further north and it's a lot faster here, with parts of the Northeast and New England already being impacted as early as Sunday morning and into Sunday at least midday and afternoon. Again, the low pressure was centered in the Ohio Valley with the Euro, whereas it's over southeast Canada with the GFS, at least initially. So keep that in mind. By the way, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button to get accurate, easy to understand, and passionate forecasts. Now, again, this is the Day 6 severe weather outlook. We're looking at the Arklatex region already being in on a 15% likely slight risk for severe weather. But the fact that the Storm Prediction Center is already issuing this out this early, Day 6 outlook, that is very uncommon, and what that signals in most cases, and just like this one, there's likely going to be a pretty significant, at least enhanced risk of severe weather to develop by that point. For now, we've got ridging over parts of the south central United States. You can see all troughs staying east or west of that region. I've got the severe weather zone that we're going to be looking at on Saturday, most likely. That is highlighted on your screen. You can see here, again, the low pressure system that we're going to see attached to that trough over the north central is the same one that is attached to the energy that's going to exit the Pacific Northwest. And it's really just one big connection here. It's going to be one big dip in the jet stream. And once that energy exits the Four Corners, makes its way down here over the south central, look at how it takes that U shape. It has that sharp red color there into parts of Texas, and it forms that U. That is a classic trough here. It's going to be pretty much, positively tilted here, which isn't isn't the best for severe weather, but it's going to begin to shift into more of a negatively tilted trough as it moves eastward, which is just where the trough, begins to curl back towards the direction it was coming from. Look at how those reds deepen even more as it makes its way into parts of the deep south. So even beyond the risk zone that the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted, we could certainly see severe weather erupt, and we need to continue to watch, the potential for those storms with this system. Now, your potential severe storm energy here, look at this as we make our way towards our Saturday. Again, this is in the morning on Saturday. Remember, by this point, the GFS model is already beginning to pick this up and move it to the east. It's Sunday, into early Sunday when we just begin to see this start to move east with the Euro model as that energy progresses towards parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, as well as Mississippi. Notice this continues heading eastward into our Sunday evening and into our early Monday with that Euro model into parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, on up towards Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio. And we at least see a thin stripe of that energy as far north as New York because that warm air will be pulled that far north. So my severe weather graphic for this system, Saturday into Sunday, we're looking at more than likely the potential for, I'm already giving a level 3 of 5 severe weather risk over far southeastern Texas through central Louisiana into western Mississippi. Remember, this is preliminary. Into other parts of the Mid-South, we at least see that medium chance progress that goes up towards Memphis, Tennessee as well. Towards the later stages of the system, again, that's a little further out. There's more uncertainty. The ingredients may weaken by that point. That's why I keep that level 1, but existent threat further east and as far north as parts of New York. So let's time this out region by region here again. This is with one model. This is the European model. Remember what I was showing you earlier with that GFS showing this moving faster. The Euro tends to be a little bit more reliable, which is why I'm going to show you this. But I'm just, this is still preliminary and things can change, so keep that in mind. By the time we make our way towards our Saturday afternoon, we've got that low developing over the Arklatex in this scenario. Storms popping up over that region. And again, some of these may be severe as early as Saturday afternoon, and beginning to progress eastward as we make our way into our Saturday evening. Here we go. This is as we go towards Saturday evening around, say, 7, 8 o'clock Central Time. We begin to see a little bit of maybe sleet, some freezing rain mixing into parts of northern Arkansas as well as Oklahoma. Did want to point that out. We've also got storms just a couple hundred miles away here in southern Arkansas into Louisiana as well as western Mississippi. That continues heading eastward. By the time you're waking up on your Sunday, this is beginning to clear you there into parts of Louisiana, still moving through parts of Mississippi and Alabama, with some snowfall wraparound in northwest Arkansas and northeast Oklahoma. Here we go, Ohio Valley region. Let's time you out. Here we go, Saturday in the morning. Maybe, again, some of that connection to that other system that's off towards the north and west. You could already be seeing the warm frontal boundary and some rain in that region. We continue to see this progress as we make our way into our Sunday afternoon. We see some showers enter North Georgia, North Alabama. We see this into parts of southeast Missouri on up through parts of Indiana as well as Ohio. And again, if you're thinking of the GFS model right now, think that this would already be heading eastward and forming a little bit more thin of a line and less of a messy system. But again, I trust this Euro model a little bit more for right now. You can see here, we begin to see these cells in southern Alabama and Georgia that could be severe. We could see them severe in northern Mississippi and parts of western Tennessee Saturday night into our Sunday. And then look at this. We continue to see this head on off towards the northeast into our Sunday. This is Sunday afternoon around 1, 2 p.m. Central. We could be seeing severe storms crossing through Nashville, Tennessee, North Georgia. We could be seeing snowfall wrapping back around into parts of Little Rock, Arkansas, through northern Arkansas, through southeastern Missouri. Northeastern region timing. This is going to be the last area I'm going to time out. Rainfall being the first thing you see Sunday late and into our Monday, again, with the Euro model scenario. We see that severe line that could make it as far north as the northeastern region here, push on through as we make our way late Sunday into our Monday here. And this could impact places like New York City. This could impact Boston. This could, impact Hartford, Connecticut, all these regions. You just need to be ready for the potential of severe weather this far north, because we don't know how far north it is going to go right now with the way this is looking and when this is exactly going to happen. But it does look like we will see some strong winds move on through as well. Speaking of winds, let's look at those Euro model wind speeds here. You can see over the south central U.S., Sunday or into early Sunday here, Saturday night into early Sunday, we've got wind gusts already picking up 30, 40, maybe even upwards of 45 miles per hour in southeast Texas, especially. As we make our way beyond that into our Sunday afternoon, we see a large wind field of 20, 30, even 40 mile per hour gusts spread into parts of the Midwest, into areas of the southeast as well. This is going to continue progressing northeastward. I cannot stress this enough. It might be a little faster if you're with the GFS model, but this could still happen. 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts in the mid-Atlantic, northerly winds gusting 50 miles per hour in the Great Lakes region. This is a possibility, not a guarantee, but it is looking more likely with each day we get closer. And look at this, we could continue to see the potential for 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, non-storm related. We're just talking about overall here with the system itself blowing through. That does not factor in the potential for higher gusts we could see with any severe storms that move through. With that potential snowfall, with that stripe you're looking at with the Euro model, it's a little bit further north and west with the GFS, but still a little bit similar here. We could see some totals of 6 to 10 inches of snowfall in a narrow band there from parts of, say, northern Arkansas, but especially Missouri, on up into the Midwest, Chicago. It could be hit or miss for you, but it could be near you, that stripe of that snowfall moving on up into the parts of Michigan, looking like we could see some heavy snowfall as well. So for now, this is where I'm calling your biggest impact days, but this is preliminary. This is not to be trusted 100% right now. Saturday into Sunday over the South Central, mostly into Sunday here over parts of the Midwest and parts of the Great Lakes, as well as the Southeast U.S., and then heading on up into the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast as we go Sunday night, especially into Monday, with lingering impacts into Tuesday. So I don't show you any of this to stress you out. I don't show you any of this to panic anybody. I'm just showing you preliminary graphics and what I know right now to give you the latest on this storm. Once again, like, subscribe, comment. Here are the credits, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this wasn't too detailed for you. Have a great day.
One nation weather.